everybody? We're back again with another amazing episode, a topic, a discussion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Today's going to be an amazing episode, guys.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Today we have our host, Ali the Guru himself.
KJ all day.
And Mike Mo, baby.
We got the team back.
Let's just
Get
three
it.
of us.
Just the three of
Just
us.
the three of
Finally.
us. But you know what, you guys? Today I got an amazing topic for us.
What's on your mind, man?
Talk to me.
See, my heart's been a little bit heavy lately, only because I had a classmate from high school who committed suicide a week ago. Rest in peace. I won't say his name just for respect to the family. But today, with a heavy heart, I want to talk about depression and how to live a happier life.
Mm-hmm.
Through my experience, I learned that happiness is driven from a few things such as love, money, pressure from family, and pressure from society.
Yeah.
So I guess starting this off, let's talk about happiness in general, you guys.
All right.
What's happiness? What does that mean? Like, what does it mean to be happy? What makes you happy?
We always in the pursuit of happiness, and I guess for me personally, when I'm at my happiest is when I'm doing what I love, and when I'm around the people that I love. It's family, my friends, doing what I love. I'm still enjoying ball right now, so for me, it's just being around people that I love and doing what I love.
Okay, so
Me personally.
doing what you love. Me too. I feel the same way. But like when you're doing what you love to do, well, like what's that factor where it comes in and it's like, oh man, like that felt good.
Yeah. You just know what it feels like. You just get a sense in like your heart and in your gut, like, man, I'm truly enjoying this. You're smiling. You waking up like, man, I get to do this. Not that I gotta go do something, but I get to go to work. I get to, take my wife out on a nice date. You know what I'm saying? You're not feeling like you're forced into something.
So doing certain things makes you happy. What about you, Mogo?
I think that for me, happiness comes not necessarily from doing certain things. I think happiness comes from, well, first of all, I think you got to be comfortable with yourself. And I think that comes from just knowing who you are. A lot of people, they get so mixed up in everything that's going on outside of them versus just knowing that if everything was completely equal, just being you, just being. I think being is the first part of happiness, knowing who you are and being who you are being.
Do you know, like, is there a way people can find out who they are and what they really are happy with? Like when somebody asks, "Who are you?"
How do you answer
that? It's a tough question. It's a tough question.
How do you answer that? You know, it's funny because a lot of people that I talk to, especially people who suffer from depression, they always say, I'm not happy. I'm just like, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, what are you not happy about? Like, you got an amazing life.
Yeah.
Like, you healthy, you got family, you still got your parents, you got good friends. Like, what are you not happy about? Like, I just don't, I'm trying to understand it. Like, why aren't you, why do you feel the way you feel?
I definitely believe people go through phases of life. You do go through phases where you're not happy. You do go through phases of depression. And my friend told me, whenever you feel that way, you should just write down 2 or 3 things that you're thankful for.
That you appreciate.
What you appreciate. It just shifts your mindset, get you out of that mode of you're not in the place you want to be. Because there's a lot of good stuff. Even if you are sad and not happy where you are, there is a lot of good stuff that is going on in your life. You just got to help yourself realize it. And just writing it down will help you out.
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off that, I think there was one time I was in a Uber or a Lyft, one of them, and this guy, he was an Uber driver, obviously, but he also like wrote a book about like gratitude and just appreciating the things that you appreciate, like like you said, writing it down. He had a book like every day you write down at least 5 things that you're grateful for, and I think that kind of will help people put life in perspective. Like a lot of times, like when you think about people that are going through dark times, they only think about that moment, that time, versus all the other things that we have going on in our lives.
Because
I like that you said that. Because remember I sent you guys that tape, and you still didn't listen to that tape, that audio. You still didn't listen to it.
Which audio?
Yeah, well, hey, shout out to Matthew Ferry because he dropped some gems on me. So I listened to this audio, and it was talking about happiness and how you can achieve like success
Mm-hmm.
and more success. But this one section was talking about the human brain automatically puts itself into survival mode all the time. That's why you always got that voice in your head telling you not to do this, not to do this.
Yeah.
This is hot. This is dangerous. It's your conscious, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So our brain also does this thing where because we're always in survival mode, it creates stress for us in our life.
Mm-hmm.
If you can shut that off, if you can shut off that survival mentality,
Yeah.
that stress mentality, you will live a happier life because you have nothing to worry about. A lot of people these days, man, they're stressed about all kinds of like the craziest things.
Yeah.
Like you stressed out because you're not married yet and you're 30 years old.
Dang, bro, what are you talking about?
I ain't talking about you, but I'm just saying though.
Man, come on.
I'm just saying. I just happen to look at you.
Yeah.
But you stress out about that. You stress out about, oh man, like I don't got kids yet.
Jobs.
I'm not making a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said one of my main clients. He said I went out and visited him. Flew out in his private jet. Went to his home, and then we took his. What did he say? It was a 250-foot yacht
Mm-hmm.
to his other home. And then all I heard was this guy complaining about how he felt like a loser because he didn't have a 350-foot yacht.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And what that it comes out to be, it's like you're always like wanting more.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
always worried about what the next person got. You're always
Yeah.
worried about what I don't have and what they have and how I can live my life better. You're so worried about that. You don't stop to take the time to appreciate what you have, and it draws you into that depression stage.
Yeah.
It draws you into that sadness. You drown in your miseries because of that.
Yeah.
When if you take a step back and appreciate things and you look at it, your life is actually really, really good.
It's really good.
Hmm.
I believe we get too caught up in trying to be too competitive with what we see in the world. Oh, I see Ali drive a BMW, and I'm driving my Camry.
You need
This
a
ain't good enough.
BMW
I need a BMW.
Yeah.
But really, think about you have a Camry, right?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there that's walking to work every day or taking a bus every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people just really, I guess as bad as you're doing in life, I guess there's someone out there that's doing way worse. You know what I mean?
But
So
what they might not be thinking about.
I'm just,
that.
it's all about perspective,
For example,
though.
yeah.
It's all about perspective. You really got to just look at your life and like, man, I'm in a good place because I could be elsewhere.
Yeah.
So thank God I'm in this position. But you don't have to be satisfied with it. You can definitely strive for more,
But
but definitely take gratitude in where you are.
Well, how do you tell someone that though? Because I feel like every single time someone is down, everybody always responds back with there's someone living a worse life
Yeah.
than you. Like everyone
Yeah,
responds
that's
and that don't
true.
help, bro. That don't help.
That doesn't. I don't
That
think
doesn't
helps
help?
them. No,
it
that
don't
won't.
help,
That
bro.
won't help you.
Like,
I think it does help.
Because in that moment, people don't realize like what
you're going through.
what you're going through. Like at that time, that's the only thing that matters to
Granted,
me.
Yeah. Granted, at that time, it is bad. But let's use this for example. This past season, I got hurt my knee, right?
Yes.
Damn, here I am, KJ, hurt. Can't play football anymore. Boo-hoo, I'm hurt. There's some people out there that don't have legs. So who am I to complain? I could have had a career-ending injury versus a season-ending injury. So I can take that and be like, you know what? I'm okay.
Did that-
I will be just fine.
That make you feel better? Like when you thought about that? Oh, really?
100%. This person made me feel better.
Who-
Like, KJ, who are you to complain about your knee
Who
injury?
who was the person that told you that? Was it something that you thought of yourself? Like, oh yeah, I'm actually not in that bad of a situation, or was it?
Did you tell yourself that?
Yeah, did you tell yourself that, or
I
because
believe
you said
somebody-
you were in that place where you
Yeah.
felt bad or
Yeah,
down?
I believe somebody told me that. I can't remember exactly who, but somebody definitely told me that, and that puts life into perspective for you.
Someone's living
Like,
the
granted,
worst
my
life.
life in my bubble, my life is because this is what I do for a living.
Right.
This is what I do for a living. But there's a whole nother world out there, and I could be elsewhere.
But what about
So
those people
is that-
what about those people that are in that place, that elsewhere place that we're talking about?
That's at the bottom.
What about
Yeah.
them?
What do you mean? What about them? What you asking?
Like what about them? Like you saying, "Oh, I'm this I do football and this is my happiness."
Right,
What
right.
about those people that are in that place where you say, "Oh, there's somebody worse than me." What about that person that is
That's
worse
in
than
the
you
worst place?
in the worst place?
You know, it's funny because I feel like a lot of those people are actually, well, that I've seen are really happy. Like I get a lot of happiness, especially, or I would say more appreciation, whenever I travel. You know, especially to like a
Yeah.
third world country, and then you see that they really don't have anything.
Yeah.
but they
But
happy.
they cool.
Yeah, they like smiling.
They cool.
Yeah, like
just like when we went to Africa, they were fine. I don't think they needed some water, but they were good. Just living their life.
And they was happy.
Growing their food.
Singing.
Dancing, but they happy. But like I said, when we get on a 250-foot yacht, it ain't good enough.
Yeah. So I mean, what I'm trying to figure out what drives that.
Why
What drives that?
that?
What drives that? You think that's society?
Oh,
Or do
it's a
you
combination.
Yeah.
It's a combination of things.
Yeah.
It's
Or is it internal problem? What is it?
It's society. It's social media. It's looking at what the other person got, saying I ain't got it. So we already talked about social media.
Yeah.
And hit on that.
I think it's for sure just society as a whole, you know,
Yeah.
especially living in America. Like I'm just thinking about living in America. Like everything around us is like, oh, look at this, look what I got.
right.
Like, how
Next
can I
best
get to
thing.
the next level?
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't realize, like, at the end of the day, does any of this really matter?
Right. 'Cause
No.
Let's take, for example, I'm a single girl, 30. I scroll through Instagram. I see my friend, her husband, her kids. And I'm like, dang, when is that going to be me?
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
That, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we definitely create this. I think you can create your own sadness
Yeah.
or
But
insecurities. I believe you created your own self.
even before social media, though, this is not something that's new for people. Like the neighbor just got a new Cadillac.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to go get one too. It's just like always trying to be take yourself to the next level, which is nothing wrong with trying to get to that level, but like it's not like this, all this surrounding us. Truly, does it really matter?
Not really.
Yeah. No, the best thing that people can do for themselves is not care what other people think about them.
Because life is empty and meaningless.
You know,
What?
man. Hey.
Hold up. What you say?
Life is empty and meaningless. At the
Elaborate, please.
to our truest core, everything around us, it don't like empty and meaningless. It don't mean nothing. So when you become to that point where all this stuff don't matter, then you can really live your true life.
Yeah.
But you can't get involved like, oh man, all this stuff. No, all this doesn't even matter.
You know, it's crazy for me.
Then you can live be your true self and live, because I don't have this idea of like living up to certain things.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that at that point.
Yeah.
When if all this don't matter, then I can do whatever the heck
And
I
that's what
want
that
to
dude
do.
was saying. That's what that dude was saying. He said once you let go of that stress and that survival
It's
mentality,
gone.
yeah, you
It's gone. Okay, I feel that.
It's completely gone.
So we should
Get
just,
clarity.
I guess, live the world like it's just
almost like
us here.
almost like a free spirit. Like, yeah,
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah.
just
I'm
live
here.
in the moment.
Yeah.
Be where your feet at.
But then you can after that you can create whatever you want to create.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't have the same like if I don't accomplish this, I'm less than what I want to be.
Mike, is that freaking possible? Someone to live, oh, nothing matters. I'm just free.
It's possible.
Is that possible?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's
Anything's
not. I'm not
possible.
saying it's like
Once you do
but you gotta like
Try to
really
program yourself.
hone into it. Like at the end of the day, what does all this
What does this all
truly
mean? Yeah.
mean?
You
But
know,
how do you really tell someone that though? You can't really just tell someone and then they just do it. They won't do it. You
Yeah,
gotta,
something that you have to
practice
learn.
it.
You
I
gotta
remember we was in
practice it.
Africa and we was in Tanzania, and our guy kept saying Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, it don't matter. Same thing,
no
bro.
worries. No worries.
Like,
Hakuna
don't-
Matata.
Like, what you
And he was
stressing
like,
about?
he was about
He
to
was,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
dead
yeah,
serious.
yeah.
Like Hakuna Matata, like all this stuff. Like, oh man, I lose my job. Okay,
get a new one.
go get a new job. Oh, something happened. Like, yeah, obviously things happen, like death in the family, where it's like
Right.
something that we're not prepared for. You have those moments where it's like, man, it's really truly hurts me, but you can still.
It'll be okay.
It'll be
okay.
okay.
You'll be fine.
From time, you'll be fine.
See, and that's hard. A lot of times it's hard to see that when you're in the trenches.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
the
when
dark
you're deep-
place.
Yeah, when you're deep
When
in
you
that dark
when
place,
you're in that dark hole.
it's hard to find your way out. You know, like I was saying, like for me, I remember there's been a couple really, really dark moments in my life where, I could not be happy. And one of them, for example, was meeting society's expectations and society's standards. I felt like I wasn't growing as fast as everyone else. I felt like I was behind in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was going through life. I think I was like 22, 23 years old. Everyone's like graduating from college, getting these big time jobs, getting all this money, moving out their mom's house. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
well, what about me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like no blessings were coming my way, and I was getting stressed out. And I think that what happened was I was so caught up in what my image was to society. I started working and grinding and grinding and grinding, and I was in a relationship, and it tore that relationship apart because I was just grinding, releasing all my stress on my relationship, releasing all my stress on my family, not showing up at the family functions because I'm trying to grind, right? And then when everything fell apart, it's crazy because I learned the biggest lesson ever, and it was that you really have to be happy with yourself first.
Inside.
So during that moment, Ali, who were you trying to impress? Was it your parents?
No, man, I was just trying to keep up.
Keep up with who?
I felt like I was falling behind in life.
Keep up with your friends?
Society.
Yeah.
Society, man. Like, everyone's all grown. I'm like, man, people are starting having kids, buying houses, getting these nice jobs. And what's Ali doing? You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was falling behind in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard for me to come back up. It was hard for me to be happy because every single time I went out and every time I lost, it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt really bad. It was just like, dang, and it's and then you broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on top of all of it, you broke. So now you can't even buy nothing.
Yeah.
So then you got your girl like, oh, I want to go out to dinner. You can't fulfill that. Then you feel like a loser. And then your family's looking at you like, when are you gonna go get a real job?
Yeah. When you getting out of my house?
Yeah. Go back to college type of thing. You feel all this pressure come from around. All your friends like balling out, buying Gucci, Louis this, and you can't do any of that. Then you feel like you're falling behind in life.
So let me ask you this. So during that time, like, how were you able to find your way out of it? What was the determining factor to get you out of that moment of just feeling that way?
So it all really, really fell apart. When it did fall apart, I was hurt, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. Like, I found myself like depressed, bro. Like, I remember some of my saddest moments. Like, I would just be on the floor just crying, just because I was just trying to release it out, and it hurt. And someone told me one day, a lot of people told me, they said, you got to be happy with yourself. You got to be happy with yourself because, Ali, you have this problem. What you're trying to do is you're trying to meet everyone's expectation. Mm-hmm. You're trying to make everyone else happy.
Yeah.
And that's when I learned about myself. Like, I'm a giver. I'm a server. I try to give to people because I'm always trying to make you happy, make everyone happy. But what about me? What about Ali? So people kept telling me that, and then it never really clicked to me until one day I said, you know what? I'm going to give myself space from everybody, and I'm going to worry about fixing myself, worry about Ali, check out what are my problems, what brings me joy, hanging out with my family, hanging out with my nieces, and when I started doing that, I started seeing everything shift around me. Mm-hmm. When I was focusing on myself, everything around me switched up and blessings started coming my way.
Yeah.
And I was able to be happy.
Yeah, I went out to lunch with somebody today, and I had expressed to him how I find myself trying to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Just trying to please everyone around me.
See, that's me.
Yeah, just trying to please everyone around me, not saying no to them. Just doing everything I can, just bending my back for other people. Mm-hmm. And I guess when you find yourself doing that, trying to be a people pleaser, you end up internally doing damage to yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you want to say no, you end up saying yes.
And it causes more problems in your life,
It causes more problems in your life.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to do it, you probably shouldn't be doing it, but you find yourself trying to please those around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And internally, you're doing damage to your own self.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Thinking about, like, from the depression, do you guys think that money can buy people happiness?
It's funny because for a while, I kind of think yes, a little bit.
Can you repeat that question?
Do you think that money can buy you happiness?
I want to say yes.
Speak from the heart, man.
Be real, man. This topic of discussion.
Money can make you happy.
Okay.
When you look at your bank account and it's like, dang, this is pretty darn good. I like what I see.
Pretty comfortable right now.
Money can make you happy. Does it fulfill you all the way? No. Does it creates stress. Yes.
Oh damn.
Having money creates stress. We're not getting into that.
I don't believe that. I already know know what you're talking about.
Well,
but
not having money also causes a lot of stress.
Not having money.
That's the thing.
And that's bad stress.
Yeah.
That's bad stress.
And I guess it's hard for people without money to see the opposite side, but it is true. And so to answer your question, I think money does make you happy, but it's not all the way fulfilling.
All right.
It's like makes you. Let's say it's a pie. It's 100%. Money can make you about 62% happy.
So hold on. So would you rather have money and be stressed or not have money and be stressed?
To answer your question, I'd rather have money and be stressed than not have money
and be stressed out. Because you said both of them cause stress. Like if I don't have
both
money,
cause stress.
Yeah. I'd rather be happy than be stressed.
Of course. You know, it's funny. A lot of people that always say that, you know, money don't give you happiness. A lot of those people that say that, usually they don't got no money. Because people who have money, you know, or at least from what I can assume, people that have money, they seem pretty happy to me. They out on the boat every
Be careful with those people, though.
We get too far into this thing. It's way bigger than that, man. Because like we talking about, like the guy with the 20, the big yacht, and then the guy with the smaller yacht. Like we always like they competing just like the people that are poor that are competing.
And that money cannot keep you warm at night. That money not gonna hold you
warm.
It'll buy you a heater.
What? Yeah, buy you a nice heater.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yourself a blanket.
That money can't console you like a good woman can console you. That money can't fulfill you on holidays when you just want to be around family. So don't get it twisted. You can have a lot of money, but there could be some lonely and dark times in your life if you're not putting in those other areas.
But if you got the money, you can have whoever you want to come keep you warm.
You can
That's
buy
no issue.
buy some happiness. Depends
Really?
what kind of happiness
buy some
you're talking
happiness.
I was talking to a friend of mine, right? We was talking about women. And he's like, man, I don't ever want to get married, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dog, you know that eventually, like you're not going to take a bunch of just random girls on vacation.
Why not? There's the guys that do it.
And are they happy, Mike?
I don't know. Probably.
No, they're probably not.
That's from your perspective because you like what you like. From somebody else's standpoint, that could be what they want.
Right,
but you can't say that. Oh, I'm married. I'm happy.
Mike,
you're not married and you happy.
It's kind of hard though. Not gonna lie, I see what Kay's saying. It's kind of hard, bro.
No, bro.
Coming from a man.
Coming
from a man, we want love.
Yeah. Carry on a legacy.
Well, everybody wants love.
Everybody wants love.
I don't think anybody wants hate.
You want love, and you want somebody to be there for you, to console you, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can take advice from. You don't want just some random girl to come over.
It don't have to be a girl, bro. You can have friends that give you advice. Like,
I think not gonna be over every single night like that.
I think this thing about it is like you think talking about like, oh man, like somebody to keep me warm at night. Like that's
okay. You think you want to be single the rest of your life?
I'm not saying I don't want to be. I'm not single, first of all.
Okay, I like it. You official now. You official. Shout out to the mogul. He official now. Yeah, he's taking.
Anyway, so you tell me, does anybody want to be by themselves the rest of their life?
Bro, some people are okay with that.
Mike,
Hey,
Ali, tell me.
I don't think so. And that brings on the subject of love. Does love bring you happiness?
Man,
yeah, right.
Man, a lot of times love bring you freaking more headache than happiness.
Explain.
Yeah, love bring you happiness, bro.
Man, love can bring you a lot of freaking headaches.
Is it love then if it's bringing you
yes, 100%.
How? Like how?
Man, you
tell me.
You get into a marriage and
or
a relationship, and you're like, oh, I'm so in love. How long does the love last? The love might still be there, but there's gonna be a lot of headaches that come along with that love, all the time, bro.
But
like,
you
gosh,
but you
what
happy
do you want me
though.
to do?
I know, but you happy. It's like
sometimes.
I mean, those are things that you kind of work through, but
yeah,
they're very rewarding.
Yeah, headaches definitely come in relationships, in marriage. It's a part of it. Mm-hmm. It's two different people, two different backgrounds. You're gonna bump heads.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna bump heads, but at the end of the day, when you look at the whole picture, there's more good than bad.
Can you break that picture down for us?
It feels better too.
What's the more good than the bad?
Oh, you good. You having sex. You starting a family. You going on dates, taking freaking trips.
Yeah.
And the bad is, we arguing over who got to wash the dishes, or you arguing over you on your phone too much. That's you outweigh the good or the bad. the good should win when you're in a good relationship. You definitely go bump heads though.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that. You know, a lot of people when they get into relationships, or a lot of people always think that I need to find love or I need to be in a relationship in order to be happy, right?
Yes.
So my question is, do you need to have someone in order to be happy?
That's a good point. Like everybody's like, oh man, like you said, I'm in love, but what
Morgan,
about
let me ask you. This is a good
What
question
about-
for you. Cause
Spotlight.
now
Okay,
now
what's
you
up?
taking. Now you taking now. Do you feel happier now that you're in a relationship?
No, I don't.
answer that question.
I don't feel happier. I don't feel, bro.
You don't feel happier that you're in a relationship? Do you not?
Man,
Keep it
bro,
real.
like
Keep it
I'm
real.
Be
like
real.
the thing about it is I'm happy regardless of if I'm in a relationship or not.
Bro, you've been glowing lately.
Man, shut up,
look
man.
at you
Come on.
happy.
Like I'm happy regardless.
But are you happier?
No.
What about that?
I'm not gonna say I'm happier because I'm in a relationship.
I won't.
No, I'm happy, bro. Because if that's the case, then I'm never like truly. I wasn't truly satisfied before, but I was fine in who I was because that's what causes people to go through the depression. Like, oh, I'm not in a relationship. I'm not as happy as I could be if I was in one. I was happy before,
but now you have someone.
Here's the thing, Mike. There's levels to everything. Levels to everything. I'm sure you were happy.
Yeah.
You in your house in Sebastian, I'm sure you were happy. But imagine adding another element to your happiness.
I said those are the only elements. I got other things that make me happy besides being in a relationship.
What makes
like
you happier than having companionship with somebody?
everything that I do makes
So
me
okay,
happy.
so you telling me you could be happy and be lonely?
Can you be
Oh, that's
happy?
a trick question.
Yeah, that's a very
That's
trick
a- that's
question.
a
Lonely.
Can you be
happy and be lonely?
What is lonely?
Well,
I
lonely,
don't have
that's
lonely.
pretty sad.
So are you saying lonely because I'm not in a relationship, or lonely because I don't have people around me? Because there's a difference between not being
Let's
in
say
a relationship.
in a relationship.
In a relationship, no. Like there's plenty of things to do when you're single.
Like meet new people
Yeah.
to try to get into a relationship,
No,
right?
not necessarily get into a relationship. Sometimes you just want to go out and have a good time. I'm not laughing. I'm
Look,
the serious face.
Listen, we're not leaving this. There's levels to everything, right? We can agree there's levels to everything.
I agree.
You can be happy, but imagine at the house just by yourself and your dog. But you added a new person, somebody you could cook for, somebody you could cuddle with, watch a movie, somebody you can just go have a walk in the park
Just a
with.
companion.
Just a buddy.
Yeah,
Somebody
just
to
a-
kick it with.
yeah.
Nobody wants to go through life
You can't-
alone.
Well, all your friends are busy. All your friends. I know what you about to say that. All your friends are busy. All
Yeah,
your
they
buddies are
might-
all
they-
busy, right? But you got someone who's committed to you, and you can have a great time. You can laugh. Got your inside jokes. Kiss. Hold hands.
Hey, yo.
Make memories with.
Because all my
That bring you
That
happiness.
all sounds fun and good.
Amazing.
That sounds great. But look, I think y'all thinking from it from like, oh, the good parts. But what about the bad times? There's a lot of bad times in that too, man. There's a
That's
there's a
man.
whole lot of
don't
hard
get it
times.
twisted.
But that's
Disagreements.
relationships, though.
Like
That's
when I'm
relationships.
single, like I
can
don't gotta answer to nobody. I do
Yeah.
what the heck I want to do.
Yeah, yo. Single people, don't get it twisted. Like when you do get into your relationship, it ain't gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. And I think we all know that it's gonna be some hard times.
It's hard work.
But when you do look at the big picture, it's more good than bad.
So let me ask
It's
you.
a
But
good
some people like that. Like I hate to go back to it. Like some people are comfortable in their singleness. They don't have to seek a relationship with a person to be fulfilled. Who says that? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
That
I mean,
that's
I
the
can see-
fulfillment that I need to be happy.
I can see that. I can
That's
see that.
that's
you know.
maybe that might be for what you need, or maybe even I need, but not everybody.
There's always two sides to it.
You know
There's
what?
definitely always two sides to it.
I believe that when those people say that, they're lying.
And they could say that you're lying, that you're not really happy.
We're both entitled to our own opinion.
Hey,
I don't believe that.
I guess we both lying.
I don't believe that when you get to a certain level in life, that you're okay with being by yourself. Like, oh, I'm just gonna call some girls off of Tinder. I'm just gonna go to the strip club and have girls rub their booties in my face. Oh, I'm happy. I got my fix. Now I'm about to go back home. Nah, dog.
yeah, that ain't it.
No.
That's not a good look.
No, it's not a good
Hey,
look
imagine
at all.
being 40,
Hey.
50 years old, still doing that.
Hey,
That ain't a good
I do
look.
get-
To each his own.
But I do get the guys that do say, guys and girls, that I don't want to just be tied down to one person. I do get that as well. So if the people that's single are coming from that standpoint, completely get it. Completely get. If you don't want it to be tied down to one person.
Yeah, relationships. Personally, I think they make things very complicated.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. So that's what love and relationships.
Love.
Hey, but what about family? Like, have you guys ever been in a situation where you're trying to fulfill your family's expectations? I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. I know in a lot of Asian cultures, especially like for me in Vietnamese cultures, there's this expectation that is unspoken but somewhat kind of spoken. You know, you go to school, go to college, become a doctor or a lawyer, right? And then you're supposed to be successful, super strict. At home, they don't really express any emotion. I never heard my parents tell me that they love me, so I never felt that, you know. And so I'm always like trying to meet their standards, trying to do what makes my mom happy. I was supposed to get arranged marriage, you know, just to make my family happy. I know a lot of people that do that. They sacrifice their happiness to fulfill their parents' happiness or their family's happiness or their family name. Like, do you guys? I don't know if you guys ever been in that situation?
Yeah, I would say for me that my family didn't put that pressure on me. My family was pretty much, son, just be a good person, be respectful, and don't embarrass his family. That's pretty much all. There was no go to college, get a certain job. You know, some families like, oh, you grow up to be a doctor.
Yeah, you're gonna be
like
something.
Me. Yeah. And so I'm gonna have the same thing with my kids as well. Like, there's no certain criteria you have to meet. Son, I don't even want you to play football, so don't even think about that. But you don't have to get to this certain stature to be pleased in my eyes. I want my kids to be happy, and I believe my parents did the same thing.
Yeah, no, there's some families, man. They set the bar. They set the bar right.
Is there something wrong with setting the bar for your kid?
Man, bro,
I know it's,
but it's
I know
not.
you create those.
hard.
I know you create those
life.
pressures, but you don't want your kid to freaking be a bum either.
That's true too.
Right, but that's the thing, Mike. It's not your life to live. Your kid's life is not your life to live.
That's easier said than done.
No, it's not.
So when your kid gets older, you don't think you're gonna have any like I want like you said, I want you like last episode, I want you or one before that, I want you to go to college. Is that's an expectation? What if he's like, I don't want to go to freaking college?
I didn't say that for one.
You didn't? Are you sure about that?
We can go watch it. But
run the tape.
But no, I would like Ariana, Cam. It'd be nice if you go to college.
It'd be nice. Yeah, I don't even know that. That don't even seem
But
to
if
be
you
nice.
don't go to college, that's your life. That's your life to live.
Would you be disappointed?
AJ, I'm not buying it.
Would you be disappointed?
I don't know if I'm
Would I
buying
be
it.
disappointed?
Yeah.
Internally, I would probably be upset, but I would
gonna-
never express to my kids, I'm not happy that you're not going. I would never do that. Like, yo, you didn't go to college, you are upsetting me. Never.
But you're gonna push for it.
Push how?
Hey, son, you going to Mississippi State?
I'm gonna definitely take them to some. If they ask me, I'm definitely taking them to some colleges. We can go to Stanford. We can tour Mississippi State.
What if they don't ask you?
They just
You
don't.
ask them.
you definitely want to groom your kids to do something.
Mike,
you don't
I'm
want
to ask them, but I'm not gonna put pressure on them. This is what you got to do as a kid. I won't do that. I don't know why you don't believe me.
I really don't believe that one. That's
That's an unspoken rule though. That's an unspoken rule that I was talking about. Like as a kid, like growing up, you feel these pressures from your parents. I mean, you guys might have not felt that.
You did.
But
You
yeah,
felt
of course I did, man. Like,
what was the pressures that your family was like?
The main.
You want you to be a doctor?
I'd say the main thing is making good money and getting married. So like at this point where we're at right now, even my brother can feel this too. It's like we're in Vietnamese culture where they consider old. Like you're too old. Nobody's gonna want to.
Oh yeah, nobody want.
You should have got married when you was 19, 20 years old. So.
Is that in America or is that,
bro? That's like
over
cultural.
there?
Like if you ask like cultural Vietnamese people, that's what they truly. Even people in America, that's what they believe.
So they could your family come in, you're like, oh, you better hurry up and get
bro,
married.
they every single time, like especially like when you walk into an Asian home, if you walk in with your girlfriend, when y'all get married, we just started dating, we just got together. When y'all having a kid, we just got together.
I feel like that happens in a lot of families.
No,
like
but when Asian people say, "I promise you, man," they mean it, and then they'll be like, y'all better get married now before I die.
Oh yeah, they put that one. Yeah,
Give me some grandkids.
Yeah,
and they.
I feel like we all
they mean it though, and they like
Yeah.
especially like Asian culture, like they really really mean it. So you feel this pressure, and you're trying to fulfill this expectation. You're trying to look a certain way. You're always trying to show up at their family functions, acting like you're bigger than what you are, like you got more money than what you really got. You're always trying to do that because you don't want to seem like the failure in the family.
I don't think that's big in our culture. I don't know how your family was, but
Which
was
part?
your family like that as far as putting pressure?
No, I feel like I never really had like true pressure. Did they want me to go to college? Yeah, my brother went to college. They're like, oh yeah, that was kind of like the standard at that point. Like, you're gonna go to college.
In Asian culture, man, a lot of people out there listening. Hey, you Asian people, you guys can understand for sure because you feel that.
Is there something wrong with it?
Honestly, man, there's been
you want the best for your children.
Growing up, there's so many people that I know, and I know where you guys are going, but growing up, there's so many people that I know who they fall into depression, bro, in their early teen years. They get depressed. They feel down. They're just like, man, I'm not making my parents proud. Like, my mom never said she loved me. I never get a hug. I'm the loser in the family. All my siblings are all successful, and I'm not doing nothing.
Is it because they didn't say that they love you, or is it because they want?
Because everything is a combination of everything, bro. You working hard to make your parents proud, and you never hear it because you never won anything. You never achieved anything. You're not even married, and you're 27, 28, 29 years old. And it's like, dang, I'm falling way behind in life now. And now my family's like, they're not proud of me.
Yeah. So to not have not have any expectations of your children?
Like, I don't think that the parents want the best for their kids in that situation. I believe the parents want what's best for them in that situation.
Like, don't embarrass me. Like, you my kid.
Don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Or
that might be it.
Oh, when I go to the country club in Bellevue, I can tell, hey, my kid is at Yale right now.
Or what about those parents that pushing their kids to play football because they couldn't make it?
You see it. Just
who you talking about?
Just kids just
but all the
not
time.
happy.
Like, man, I wasn't good enough, but hey, I'll make
sure he goes.
Jimmy, he about to be nice.
You see it, and you just want to, some parents just want to live their lives
through their kids,
and that's unfair.
But sometimes, like, parents, I guess as a parent, you have to sacrifice certain things that you wanted to do when you have a kid.
There's a lot of
everything before you have kids.
A lot of dads, they always do this thing where or moms too, but a lot of parents in general, they do this thing where they tell their kids, like, you need to be better than me. You need to grow up and live a life, and you need to be richer than me, more successful than me. So now you got all this pressure, and you're just like, man, like, hopefully I could do it.
Yeah.
That's the standard. That's the standard.
And I think your kids should do better than you, but they should do better in their own way. You shouldn't determine what the criteria is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to determine the criteria.
I could probably be more healthier than my parents, or be a better friend than my parents. It's up to that kid to determine what they want to be better at than their parents.
Okay. So if you're in that state of mind, and you're in that household where you feeling depressed and you feeling down because you're just not meeting your parents' expectations, your family's expectations, like, what do you do? Like, you just pretty much you at this point you're kind of a loser in the family, or you're seen at as a loser.
In others' eyes.
Yeah, in their eyes, you're like the loser in the family. You're the bum in the family. You're always smoking weed, and you just not doing
smoking weed.
You're just not doing anything in life, right? Like, we all got that person in our family, just showing up at the family party, just
high.
Yeah, either just high or just not,
just a bum, just a loser.
Yeah. So what? I mean, I guess if that's you,
what if he's
what do you do?
loser?
If that's you, what do you do? Like, you're in that state of mind where it's like, I'm getting old now. What do you do? How do you make yourself happy?
I think you gotta have a reality check with yourself and self-evaluate. Do I like where I am? And if I don't, then do something about it. You know what I mean? But if you're getting this pressure from your family and your family is criticizing you, then I believe then you should have a conversation with your family and be like, hey, I'm in this state in my life where I'm at, and this is what it is.
Bro, that's if you're not happy, do something about it. That's easier said than done.
So easier said than done.
So like, what do you do?
What else do you say?
Bro, I know, but what do you do though?
What do you mean?
If I'm in that, place,
who's
what
gonna
do I
say
do?
that? Like your family's coming, you're like, oh, you're not doing anything, but that's all you know.
But what do you do? Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, if I'm down and out and you tell me, like, do something about it, I'm like, what do I do?
What the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah, what do I do?
I guess it depends on what you're upset about. Let's say you're overweight. Damn it, go do something about it. Change your diet and go to the gym.
Hey, say Everybody else in your family is in some sort of endeavor. All your siblings are all successful, making good money. Got a family. They're getting up there in life, and you aren't there yet, and you don't know what to do, and you feel like you're falling behind. What do you do?
So you feel like does that person actually feel like he's falling behind, or is it something that the family's telling him or her? Because if it's something where it's just everybody else is saying, "Oh, you're not living up to the standard of the family," like it's totally different.
Oh no, like bro, you get it. Like people would be like, "Hey, where are you working at now?" And you don't got a job, right? Yeah. What do you say, right? Or they'd be like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" You got nothing to talk about. Right. What do you say? Like those questions make you sad.
They do. I think if you are in the situation, then you have to find your passion and live out your passion. Let's say my brother's a doctor, sister's a lawyer, and I'm a yoga teacher. Nothing wrong with a yoga teacher, but I'm happy doing what I do. And if you can internally love what you do every day and be like, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm changing lives, I'm healthy, then I believe that you can be just fine. So if you are in the situation where you're not where you want to be, that's when you got to really discover what you want to do in life, find your passion, and live out that life.
Okay.
Or like say you are a yoga teacher and your family's like, well, is that all you're gonna do? What about your brother here? He's a freaking doctor, but you're like, I guess you are. If you're happy and it doesn't really matter,
I'm good.
But even though you still feel those pressures.
You know, the crazy thing is when you walk into the room with your family or you walk into the family party, if you are happy, genuinely happy, it shows.
It'll shine.
Yeah, you shine when you walk in. You got all this energy, and you're just like, man, having fun with your family.
This is who I am.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like at that point, no one really cares what you do, like what you're doing.
Yep.
You know, just like, man, my brother's happy, my sister's happy, my niece, nephew, like whatever, like they're happy. Like, you know, we're having a great time. We're spending time together as family. I think that what happens is sometimes we feel so much pressure from our family because we're creating that pressure on ourselves. Mm-hmm. We're comparing ourselves to what my older brother or what my older sister is doing, and we forget to realize that we're our own people.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we're moving at different paces. Just because that's my sibling doesn't mean that I need to keep up with them or make X amount of dollars as them. Heck, I could be 30 years old and still be doing what I'm doing now. Might not be balling out like them, but that's okay though.
Right.
We all live different lives. I think that people forget that. You got to remember, we live our own life. You know, when they say do what makes you happy, they're not talking about a job. Like, do what genuinely makes you happy. So that way, when you show up, you feel good. You enjoy being around your family, and it doesn't make you depressed.
Bro, it's crazy you said that. Like, when you're happy, your stuff really does shine.
It shines.
It shines just because you're an NFL player or a freaking
astronaut.
That doesn't give you happiness because the people at the top, they can be depressed as well.
Yeah.
They can be just as sad. But here you are, a kindergarten teacher making $40,000, but you changing the world.
Yeah, and they happy.
You laying down the foundation, and you happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah. No, there's celebrities out there.
Yeah. I think even with that, like everybody, like I can be a billionaire, I can be a millionaire, and be going through a divorce. We all got. We all got stuff going on. Everybody got an issue, and not one issue is bigger than the other one because, however I feel about it is how I feel. You can't be like, oh, yours is bigger than mine. We all got issues.
Yeah. So tapping into that, I guess, depression mindset. Obviously, depression is real, you know, and it's a serious thing. You don't see it. So if you saw someone in your family, right, and you just kind of have a hunch that, you know, maybe their life isn't where it's at, what do you do? How should you address that? Because sometimes it's like you gotta be careful because some of these people, you know what I mean, they either don't want to talk about it, or it brings them down even more. It takes them in their dark place and it puts them in a darker place and it exposes it. So if you ever see someone like that, what do you do?
How do you address those people that are dealing?
Not address people. How do you help those people?
How do you help them?
How do you help those people?
I think the best that you can do is just be there for them. You can't. There's not one thing that you can say to kind of get somebody out of a dark moment. Like I think about like people that deal with death and stuff like that. Like it's one of the hardest things for me to deal with. Like in that moment, like there's nothing that I can say that can truly make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do is just be there for you. If you need me for anything, just let me know. Or sometimes you don't even have to say nothing. Just sit with a person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I believe that when people are going through like depression, I don't believe that anyone really wants to be isolated. So I try my best to get close to the people, just make myself available. Go out, go over there, kick it, watch a game, just go out to lunch, and just make myself personally available for people. And I can someone bring it up if they shy away from it, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk it out, let's talk, and there's no judgment.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if you should. Should you bring it? Should you bring that up, or should you?
You might not know though.
Yeah, you might not
know.
even. You might not know, but like, because sometimes bringing it out could make it
worse.
more.
You know, a lot of people.
more
A lot of people
real.
though. A lot of people that like are suicidal. You would not even tell.
Yeah, I
know what I mean?
believe that talking about stuff is good therapy. I believe it's always better out than in. And let's say, Mike, you're going through a divorce with your wife, and I feel that is me as a friend, you don't want me to ask, how are you holding up? Like, how are you doing?
That's different.
It's kind of a dark. That's kind of a dark place though. A little bit. 'Cause
Yeah,
like
no, I
like how
think
you
that's-
doing? Like how you holding up by yourself? Like
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
kinda-
I think that's something that you should ask.
you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
how's it
something.
going, man?
Like I'm gonna be like, oh,
You think there's an appropriate time to ask that? I always wonder. That's a side question.
I mean, when is the right time?
You're right. That's
yeah.
true.
Sometimes you don't know when the right time is, so you just gotta ask. That's hard, man.
Because don't y'all think that people want to talk about what they're going through? Or I believe no one wants to internally just keep it in and just be in their own head. I believe that talking is good therapy.
I think a lot of times when people that are either going through depression or how you saying the word suicidal thoughts, like they kind of give you warnings.
Yep.
There's always some like red flags, and you just gotta, as a friend, you have to be a good enough friend to like kind of just really
aware.
listen and hear, and then once you get those things, that's when you kind of you just show up and try to be a good friend and
So
help them.
So if you do see signs in your friends, should you tell someone?
Ooh.
Like tell their mom, their husband.
That's tough because there's like like you said, levels.
Well, because if you tell, so obviously they told you because there's a level of trust there, and if you tell someone else, you kind of break that trust. But then again, at the same time, it's like if you don't tell anyone, you're also doing your friend a disservice.
Service, yeah.
Yeah. I leave. If you're going through something, bro, I'm gonna reach out to Deanna. Like, hey, I just went out to lunch and
This is what you was talking about.
he's not doing too good.
Yeah.
Don't say anything to him, but make sure
We just
I
be
just want to
aware.
let you know. Yeah.
and love him up.
Yeah.
Check on him.
Yeah. Personally, I mean, I think so. I think that if you, I think that's the right move to make. You know, if you see someone going through some problem, man, don't keep it quiet, because I'll tell you what, if that person did end up committing suicide,
Oh,
you're gonna
gosh.
wish you told somebody.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah. See, so yeah, don't take that light at all.
yeah. That's the
Yeah,
hardest
because
thing.
you definitely get the signs, and
Yeah, man, that stuff is serious. So, you know, I definitely wanted to bring up this topic just because it is serious, you know, and depression is real,
Right.
and you know, people are committing suicide, and it's not fun. And sometimes people need to be reminded that, you know, there's the simplest things that can make you happy, and bringing out this episode and bringing up this topic, teaching people how to live a happier life is definitely really important and something I hold near and dear to my heart.
Can I say something else? I think that if you are somebody that's out there that's dealing with this, like, you're not alone. Just make sure that you talk to somebody. Like, there's nothing wrong with seeking help, seeking counseling, some kind of guidance. It's not worth it. Just make sure that you take care of yourself and seek help.
All right, I like that. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for tuning in for another amazing episode of Topic of Discussion.
appreciate it.
Once again, we got
Ooh,
Ali
man.
the Guru.
KJ all day.
Mike Mo, man, that was tough.
Make sure you subscribe, comment, like. All right, you guys.
Thank you.
Peace.